That's the great Mel Brown. 8:11 the time. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of the Mornings with Ed show, broadcasting live across the globe, across the country, from the absolutely magnificent and beautiful community of Laguna Beach, California. We're delighted you're here with us this morning. Equally delighted to have our next two guests in. I know that you may have heard about it, but you may not fully understand what it is. The Orange County Power Authority is a nonprofit. They're a community choice aggregator, and what that means is they purchase clean, renewable energy on behalf of places like this business, and residents as well. They launched back in 2022, if I'm not mistaken, and they serve currently Irvine, Buena Park, Fullerton, and Fountain Valley. We are going to find out more about them, and to help us find out more, we're speaking with Jackie Henderson and Linda Kramer. Welcome, both of you. How are you?
Well, thank you so much for having us.
Well, thank
you. Good morning.
Thank you for being. Are you morning people generally?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Morning is. I'm good for a few hours, and then I start to drag about 4 in the afternoon.
Give me a cup of coffee, Ed, and I'm good.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And we're on the beach, so things couldn't be better.
It could not be. Well, thank you again for taking the time to be here this morning. So we hear a lot of different things about the Orange County Power Authority. Tell us. Encapsulate what you do, please.
Absolutely, and thank you again for the opportunity. I know energy is confusing, and so it does take a little bit of explaining. As much as we'd like to do it in a 30-second video, we do have those explainers on our website, but it does take a little bit more time to explain it. So,
well, you have an hour here. So,
thank you so much. So I will try not to drone on, but Orange County Power Authority, also known as OCPA, we are one of 25 not-for-profit community choice energy agencies across the state. We're serving over 15 million customers across all CCAs in over 200 cities and communities. So we are one of 25. So this is not a new concept. It's a little new to Orange County, but we're excited to be one of the fastest growing and one of the only remaining growing CCAs because there's so much territory to grow in.
Excellent. And the cities you're currently in here in Orange County, like Irvine or Fullerton or Fountain Valley, how are they doing?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
We have almost 188,000 customers right now, and that's businesses and residents, and they get the opportunity to choose if they want to be an OCPA customer and get more renewable energy. And with OCPA, you get to choose how much renewable energy you want because we have 3 different plans. So if you're more cost focused, we have a lower percentage of renewable energy, or if you want to do as much as you can and completely decrease your carbon footprint through electricity, you can go 100% renewable, or you can stay with SCE.
Right. And the difference between SCE and purchasing renewable energy from the OCPA.
So we focus on renewable energy. We do not purchase fossil fuel. And so we have also a concentrated not-for-profit mindset. We are not focused on investors. Our investors are our communities. So we are working to put money back into our communities. We are a not-for-profit, so we do make a profit, but it is for serving the purpose of our customers. We want to help them save money and energy across their entire bill. So SCE, to your point, Ed, does transmission and delivery. They own the poles and the wires. We are doing generation. So we're focused on solely the energy that's getting to your house, not how it gets to your house.
Okay. And do you still utilize SCE for various things?
Yes, we are partners with them, so they still deliver customer bills. We simply replace the charge on customer bills right now that is SCE generation with OCPA generation.
Okay. And is there an extra cost, or is there a cost savings on the other end?
Yeah, that's a great question. And so we as a not-for-profit are focused on affordability, on stability, and trying to get our customers options. And we do have 3 different choices right now. And so we have a basic rate, and then we have a smart rate, which is a little bit more renewable energy and carbon-free energy, and that is 1 cent more per kilowatt hour than basic. And then our 100% renewable energy is 1.5 cents more per kilowatt hour than the basic choice.
It doesn't seem like a lot at all, actually. It really doesn't.
It's very low. And the other thing I'll mention is that we are a community energy utility. And so we're out in those communities of Fullerton and Buena Park and Irvine, and they all have a little bit of a different need.
Right.
So we're able to meet them where they're at and tailor what we're doing in their communities. And so in Buena Park, they may have more renters and low income, and we're working on equity and helping those renters. And then in other, there might be more single family homeowners in other cities that want more information on solar. And so we're there and helping them with that.
Right. And that's our Zamboni, cleans the sidewalks. We like clean sidewalks here at the radio station. When you talk about lower income, so there are families that are on the CARE program or the FIRA program. Explain what those are and how you manage to help those families as well.
Absolutely. I'll jump in and Linda can chime in as well.
Okay.
So we honor all of those programs. If you're already a customer that's on a low income program, those are state funded programs. And so if you're with OCPA, that remains intact. And those programs support customers that are low income. And you can actually go to our website, which is ocpower.org. And we have an energy programs menu bar up at the top that you can choose bill and payment assistance. We have all of the flyers about CareFera. We are out there. Linda does an incredible job of bringing flyers that are promoting these programs because we want to help customers. We are a customer-focused agency. We want you to save money.
Right.
We want you to enroll in these if you are available for them. And if it's not, we'll find something else that can help you.
Since the federal government has, let's just for the sake of argument say, backed off of wind power and solar power and really renewable energies of all sorts, has that added like an obstacle, a wrench in your works at all?
What I would say is that the work we do is local, and all change starts locally.
Right.
And that is the biggest impact that we can have because we are still here. We still have a mission, and we are accomplishing that regardless of the circumstances. And so we believe that because we are here and we are providing energy equity, it doesn't matter who you are. We want you to participate. If you don't have a rooftop for solar, we can still give you 100% renewable energy without you having to make an additional investment. And so that obviously is not helping, but we still have state funds that we are bringing to Orange County that wouldn't have otherwise come here for renewable energy purposes.
I read that you've awarded over $300,000 in grants to businesses that advance clean energy. How does that work?
Absolutely. So one of our programs that we have at Orange County Power Authority is a community grant, and that is the ability for us to support community-based organizations that are doing sustainability, environmental, clean energy work and projects so that we can extrapolate ourselves out in the community with people that are best knowing to the community and what they need. So we've done a number of different projects. We've supported the Agriculture Center in Buena Park, which is the only green space in that city to help make that renewable. We've also done the Girl Scouts. They did have an OCPA badge, so they had a renewable energy in a box program for girls to go learn how to use solar kits.
That's very cool.
Yeah, so we try to pick organizations that are making an impact in their community already. They know their communities. We want to support them.
Do these organizations have to be nonprofits in order to receive that grant money?
There does have to be a nonprofit component. Sometimes they partner. You have so many in Laguna Beach that are doing such incredible environmental and sustainability work.
Right.
And they don't necessarily, if they're serving Irvine now, because some of your organizations are serving a lot of parts of Orange County, they're welcome to apply, and the deadline is July 3rd. So but we also look forward to having more opportunities here in Laguna Beach for Laguna Beach.
So our community, sometimes people can be very frightened of change. And what I've heard many times here at the city council meetings during the 3 minutes of public comment isn't actually factual, but based more in fear of what they're hearing. Dispel some of those fears, if you will, and some of the misinformation that we've heard as a community during those 3 minutes of public comment.
Thank you for the opportunity. I think it's important that everybody in the community has a voice and has the opportunity to speak. And I also think it's important for us to be able to dispel misinformation because, again, it is confusing and scary. And to your point, Ed, I have written down in my notes all the time that the pain of change feels worse than the pain of same all the time, even if it is nothing. And so what we would say is that we provide choice. And so that is a customer's choice. If they don't want to have OCPA, we completely understand, and we want you to be happy. And we just want to be able to give the opportunity to the rest of the community if they want it. I will say that businesses seek out green energy because that is usually something that they are held accountable to for their corporate offices and their ESG goals. So we're supporting businesses as well in addition to those residents. But we really are, as a state-run program, we are an opt-out model. And so that can be scary for a lot of people because we want to be able to have CCAs and the state, when they set this up in 2002, they passed a bill, AB 117, where these became opt-out programs. And the reason is because when a CCA is in a community, they want as many people as possible to be able to have that opportunity. We go above and beyond to be out in the community before we're launching a city. We're doing this right now in Fountain Valley to communicate as much as possible because we want you to make the right choice.
Right. And there have been a few that have shown up. You've seen them at city councils. I would say it's a very few.
It's the same. It's the same two people all the time.
And there's maybe less than on two hands. And I will say, most of them are not customers and not familiar with the benefits, but
not even Laguna Beach residents, by the way, who come to the Laguna Beach meetings. And I'll just leave it there and I'll let you continue. I'm sorry.
Like Jackie said, we welcome public comment, and our board meetings are public, and anyone can come and give us input. But that's another great thing about Community Choice Energy. You know who to talk to. Some of the things they've mentioned are they often mention that who regulates OCPA and CCAs, but I will tell you that we're regulated like other utilities by the California Public Utilities Commission, the CPUC, and the California Energy Commission, that's the CEC. So plenty there for that. And then they also might mention that whether our power resources are really renewable or green. And like all CCAs, we and those regulators, we are reporting to them disclosing our power contracts. And that process actually takes a long time. And so you are now you will hear comments about our 2024, what's called a power content label, but that process is for a reason, because we want to make sure that it's thorough. So our 2025 PCL, as we call it, will soon be coming out. And then the third thing I would say is that there are questions about affordability, like you said. And I just did want to add that CCAs are always looking at the larger picture of affordability, and that is, we're even in Sacramento, we're looking at the bills that affect customer bills, and we're fighting to address affordability for the long term for all customers.
As I was getting ready for this, and reading more about you, there's a transparency to your organization that we don't see in other utilities, and thank you for that, by the way. You also you reinvest in the communities that you serve. How do you funnel money back to the community?
That's a great question. So those grants that we previously talked about, that is a way that we're doing that.
Okay.
We also put together energy programs, and that for us is ways that we can make switching to cleaner energy, being more energy efficient, saving money on your bill, to Linda's point, for the long term on your whole bill. That's how we do that for our customers. So one example of that is we just had our renter energy efficiency program. This was focused on renters because we did a full community power plan, kind of taking a step back. And this was us over a year going into our communities and putting out surveys. What is going to work for you? What barriers do you have to doing these changes, to making these things that will actually save you money? What is that barrier for you doing that? And that entire plan is put together so that we know when we put together a program, it's going to get taken up because it is something that the community wants based on their specific feedback. So again, we had mentioned there's 25, right? So the ones in Northern County are very different. The programs they're loading are very different from ours. We don't do, we don't have cow pastures here. We're dealing with heat. We're not dealing with cold weather. So we are thinking about that when we're putting together our programs. So the Renter Energy Efficiency Program is where we gave away free HVAC systems. These are portable, free portable batteries so that you could actually have something to plug in that you did not need to have landlord approval for. And this was something you could pull around to different rooms in your house to cool those. Stop using that central air conditioning, be able to charge that battery when it's low cost times and use that HVAC plugged into that battery when it's the high times. That's something that we do. That's about $1,500 of equipment free for our customers because we want to help.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. How can the city help? So, in a perfect world here in Laguna Beach, what can City Hall do to help you?
We are actually working with your city right now.
Okay.
So we are in the process of doing a feasibility study. That's the first step for a city to take to understand whether or not it's a good fit for OCPA.
And is the city paying for that feasibility study?
That's a great question as well. We pay for that study.
Okay.
So that is a large cost, but we want to take that load, and so you don't put anything down.
No taxpayer money is
That
going
is
into
right.
that feasibility cost.
Absolutely.
Right.
So we want to be able to bring this to you as just a clear-cut picture of, and let me be clear that the feasibility study is whether it's feasible for OCPA to take on Laguna Beach, but this is a regulatory need. Again, going back to the CEC and the CPUC, we're regulated by these bodies. We have to understand your specific energy profile here in the city of Laguna Beach before we could say we're going to take you on as a customer of ours, or a member city rather. And so that's the first step. We're actually in that process. So as we get that data, we'll be able to bring that forth to your city council and be able to see if this is something they want to undertake as us, become a member city of us, and then they can ask questions. We're happy to dispel myths. All of our financials are on our website. All of our regulatory filings are on our website. To your point, Ed, we're incredibly transparent and we're very proud of that. So if there are questions, anybody can go on our website and find out information.
And I would also add that it is important if you like what you hear, and as a community member, it's important to let your city council know that. I think often city council members don't hear from community members.
Right.
They don't hear from Laguna Beach, and having spent some time here, I have my season pass to the Sawdust Festival as usual.
Right.
I know that this is a very sustainably oriented city, and you care about your environment, and it's just real important to let your city council know that.
I love the fact that one of your board members, and I don't know who your entire board members are, but Kathleen Trusader from Irvine, and a city council member and a professor, and was with us at the plastic detox conversation on the panel. So your head's in the right place, and the board's head, I'm sure, is in the right place. How can our listeners contact you if they wanted to switch to renewable energy? How do they find you? What's the process like?
That's a great question as well. So it is a longer process once a member city becomes a member of OCPA, because it is a regulatory body and we have to procure that energy.
Right.
It does take years, but that time in between that actually saying, yes, we want to become a member of you, and we amend our Joint Powers Authority, which is our JPA.
Right.
We submit that to the CPUC, and then there's probably a year and a half, where we go into the community and share who we are and give you information. Up until that time, we would say just come to our website, and we have, honestly, our customer service, we're very proud of it. Linda and I respond to emails personally. So if you were to send an email to our help center, which is answers@ocpower.org, it comes to me, it comes to Linda. We actually answer your emails. If you call, we have a live call center, and you can always ask us questions. We are always happy to help. And Linda will tell you, she's out in the community all the time and getting people saying, I can't get a hold of SCE, but thank you for being here because I have a question.
Right.
And, we will take your bill. We'll look at it. How can you save money? Like, that's what we're really proud of that.
There's nothing better than a personal response.
Yes.
Okay. So, again, what's the website?
OCPower.org.
Okay. All
Yes.
right. And am I forgetting anything that you needed to cover today?
I did want to mention, because I know also Laguna Beach is very interested in resiliency and local solar, that one of the things we do is we keep our NEM program at NEM 2. So, and especially for new people considering solar and adopting solar, having that little bit of help to have NEM 2 versus NEM 3 is very powerful. But also, I wanted to mention that one of our other programs was a $1,000 off a battery to go with solar, which makes your solar on your house a little more affordable. And that program now is passed, but it was a popular program. And so we continue just to look at what the community might need.
Might we bring that program back at some point?
Absolutely, and that's the joy of being at a community choice aggregator. We're nimble, and so once we bring on a new city, we want to see what's going to work for you, and we'll put together a program to help you and put together something that's really going to resonate with your residents.
I hope to hear a lot more from you. I hope. Please let's do this as often as possible, as often as necessary, and whatever help you need, please let us know. Okay.
Ed, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
It's been our pleasure. Jackie Henderson, Linda Kramer. It is the Orange County Power Authority, and if you're looking for more information, you can buzz me here or just contact them directly. Thank you again, ladies. 8:32 the time, 28 minutes before 9 o'clock. It's the Mornings with Ed show, and it's the all-new voice of Laguna.